Morning everybody, it is 2 days before the Tour de France passes where we're staying on the Col Du Galibier, and I am going to be attempting an epic Tour de France like stage through the Alps. So today I'll be doing just over 100 miles starting here on the Col Du Galibier just past Valloire. I'll be going over the top of the Galibier, down the valley, through Bourg d'Oisans, past Alpe d'Huez, over the Col de Croix into the Maurienne Valley, all the way up through the Col Du Telegraph and back here just past Valloire. So like I say, it's going to be just over 100 miles, over 14,000 feet of climbing. A few of you that might be watching thinking, oh, that doesn't sound that bad, loads of people have done it before. Well, for me it's not something that I've done before. I've done, of course, done loads of rides over 100 miles at home, but doing over 100 miles in the Alps is completely different. I'm not a fan of the heat, I'm not a climber, so it's going to be pretty epic. I was a bit nervous before I came, but on Monday I did test myself out. I did 107 miles in the Alps, slightly less climbing, just under 10,000 feet, and I did that in 4 hours 45, so that was pretty impressive. So not as nervous now, but we're going to get some epic footage. It's mad busy at the top of the Col Du Galibier. I went up there yesterday, just a nice chilled zone 2. Just took me just under an hour, just about 8.5 miles an hour, which isn't bad for zone 2. I suspect the Croix is going to be busy. Try and get some footage through Bourg d'Oisans, where it'll probably be absolutely rammed, as they're going up to Alpe d'Huez tomorrow and Saturday. So without further ado, let's get going. Right, we're about 21 minutes in, about a minute behind what I was yesterday up to this point. This is the easy part. There you can see up there, things are about to get gnarly on the Galibier now. About 8 kilometres to the top. It's about 8-9% once I go around this bend over there. So I'm going to start to grovel. My weight doesn't like this. There is an FDJ rider up the road somewhere. Saw him earlier. Doubt I'm going to catch him though. Well, there it is. Mad scenes. Taking it easy so far. Just under 10 miles an hour for the first 3.5 miles. So, see you near the top. Alright, only about 3.5 kilometres to go. You can see at the top in the distance through the gap. Want a bit of an easy bit now. The last 2k really kicks up. You can see absolutely epic scenes. It's crazy. The views up here are mad. It's hard to breathe because it's about 2,400 metres above sea level. So I'll catch you at the top before I die. There we are, top of the Col Du Galibier. Only 45 seconds slower than yesterday. As I said earlier on, absolutely rammed at the top. Barriers are going out for Saturday. I've had my first little bit of sustenance after 1 hour. I had an energy bar today. I've got about 500 grams carbs with me, 100 in each bottle, 6 energy bars, 6 gels, so that'll keep me through for the 6 hours today. I'm going to take you all the other side now. You can see all the glaciers on the opposite side in the high mountains. We're at 2,642 metres here. Let's go over there. From the other side, see the glaciers in the distance, over 3,000 metres, the peaks over there. Absolutely epic views. Got the tunnel that goes under here, that you can see that just comes out there on the other side. Crazy busy. But for now, I'm going to get going downhill because it's a bit nippy up here. I'll catch you in the valleys because it's way too dodgy to record going down here. It's really bumpy on the descent, so we'll catch you somewhere near Alpe d'Huez. There we are, the famous road that enters into the infamous Alpe d'Huez. Winds up all the way up there through the trees. This is absolutely madness how busy it is. cyclists, vehicles. The police are here stopping big vehicles coming through now because the tour's coming through tomorrow for the full outdoors finish. I've done just over 2 hours ahead of schedule on my ride. I've had a mechanical, of course, when you're on a long ride like this. Mechanicals are obvious. So for those of you, I've had a bike fit for this bike, and I always sit on the nose of my saddle. So I have it pointing slightly down to make it as comfortable as possible. And as I was riding down the Col Du Telegraph, which was incredibly busy and was irritating the life out of me, I felt it had moved a little bit forwards, and I went through a tunnel and bang, over a bump I went, and the nose went right down, so I've had to stop, sort that out. It's not quite right, so I'm going to do it again now. I've got about 5 minutes a bit further down the valley to the beginning of the Col Du Galibier. We'll get some footage going up that, but I'm going to fix this saddle again and then we're going to get going. But here you can see crowds are building for tomorrow. I don't know why there's so many people stood waiting at the side of the road. I don't know if it's an amateur race or what, but the Attack the Tour has been done already, so goodness knows why there's so many people stood at the side. But for now, catch you later. We're back with a bit of recording. Currently on the Croix. I've not got my camera out yet because the gradients so far have been utterly murder. I'm absolutely dying in the heat. Major sweats. It's 29 kilometres. Don't know what they're beeping at. 29k. I've got 10 to go. And the gradients are finally easing. I've never been up here on the bike. I've been up in the motorhome, but I don't remember it being this hard, to be honest. I know the last 6k are quite easy, so I can get some recordings. But this is where we are. Going up through that valley over there. Got a few more cyclists going past. I've not seen many motorhomes in parts up yet. They'll probably be out the top. But here's the gradient screen. I don't know if it's going to focus. See it easing. I'm dying. I've been taking it quite easy in zone 2. I'm only averaged 137 heart rate because there's still about 35 miles to go when I get to the top, and I am a bit worried about the Maurienne Valley because it's probably going to be baking and a headwind, so I'll catch you on the way up. Moving on from that barrage. Now, I don't know what it is, but why are Americans so rude and ignorant? I got my camera out to record briefly. I stopped to record the lake there down just behind me, and some American woman came up to me. She's like, "Are you taking a photo?" I'm like, yes. What do you think? I've got a camera in my hand. I just want to take a photo and go. Like, you're not the only people on the planet, you know. Other people want to record. And then I was about to get my phone out, start recording again on my camera, and a load more turned up. I was like, nah, these Americans are annoying. So I've moved on. Anyway, we're only 4.5k from the top. Legs are still decent, gradients have lessened, so we'll see you at the top. I've made it to the top of the Croix, just over an hour and a half, 9 miles an hour. Nice and steady at 135 heart rate, so I've done 62 miles out of the 101. I've done 9,000 out of the 14,000 feet of climbing, so got quite a long downhill now. Only one climb left, legs are still feeling decent, so looks like it's going to be a solid day's work. This is the top. Pretty crazy scenery out here. It's really nice. Barried off at the top, presumably for the tour vehicles that come by on Saturday. I'm gonna have to get a little topperoonie of the drinks because I've already had 3 1-litre bottles. So it looks like I'm gonna have to go up there. So I can't find a well. So up there we go to get some drinks. But for now, I'm gonna finish this one here, and I'll see you at the bottom of the Col Du Telegraph. Hopefully it's not a headwind in the Maurienne Valley and I'm not dead by the time I get there. People, we have arrived in Saint Michael de Maurienne at the bottom of the Col Du Telegraph. There you can see on the little sign. 12 kilometres to go to the top of the Telegraph, about 10 miles back to the motorhome, and yet again I'm doing some mechanical work. My seat, not only does it feel like it's moved down again, but has also somehow managed to move back. Now I don't, if you can see those little marks, the focus is there, somehow it's moved back about a centimetre, I don't know how. So that's going to have to be sorted out now before I start to go back up, because I'm sat far too back. It's probably all the terrible surfaces on the descents, and speaking of descents, I've just had the worst descent of my entire life on the Croix. Now, my plan today was to do zone 2 up the hills and nail it down the mountains, but due to traffic that has been impossible on the descents. Worse than at home traffic, and that's saying something. So on the Galibier that wasn't too bad, the last kilometre or 2 I got held up, and then going down the Loud Track was non-stop hold-ups, and the Loud Track is the main road right all the way through from Grenoble to Briançon, a main road, dead wide, and I was constantly getting held up by dozy drivers. It's the opposite here to what it is in England. At home, drivers don't care about cyclists. They think cyclists shouldn't be on the road. They come out in front of you, they're beeping you, they're giving you no room, they're flying past you. Here it's the opposite. They're giving you too much room, they're too slow, they're dozy, they don't go past you, they cause a backup behind you. And today on the Croix, some absolute moron, some old bloke, going through the town of Saint-Saulin-d'Arves, going around a wide hairpin bend, decided just to stop as I was braking behind him because there was another car coming up. And of course I went straight into the back of him, even though I locked on, straight into the back, and he got a lot of abuse. And then to top that off, a convoy exceptional lorry a couple of kilometres further down the descent. One of the biggest lorries I've ever seen, carrying 2 huge diggers. What on earth that is doing on a col in the Alps, I do not know. Eventually it stopped. I mean, I thought my rims were going to set on fire, I was going to have no brake pads left. It was just an absolute joke. That, I mean, I lost about 5 minutes on that descent, a couple of minutes on the Galibier, goodness knows what I lost on the Telegraph. So I'm about 10-15 minutes behind schedule now because of hold-ups on descents, not my climbing. So gonna get this seat sorted and then I'll catch you at the top of the Telegraph. Made it to the top of the Col Du Telegraph. Really surprised myself there. Did it in 48 minutes. I was expecting close to the hour. Legs were good, flew up it. Just all 9.2 miles an hour I think I've done it at. Now that might not seem a lot to some people, but after almost 100 miles of this epic ride in the Alps, to do that at over 9 miles an hour for me, 6 hours and 20 minutes I've done, it's pretty good. So here's the scenes behind me. Top of the Col Du Telegraph, flip it round. Really nice. Normally there's motorhomes allowed here, there's a few down over there, but yeah, that's the scenes at the top of the Telegraph. Just seen somebody from Brixton Cycles, a little southerner. He's doing his little ride in the evening. It's just gone 6 o'clock now, so I've got just over 4 miles left. A couple of miles down into Valloire and a little ride to the motorhome. I'm going to take it nice and easy now. No effort, all the effort's been done. So guys, that's it for the ride. I'm going to wrap it up here. Don't need to say anything else, it's just a nice little cruise to the motorhome. So if any of you are thinking about doing something like this, give it a go. I'd never done anything like this before and I've completed it quite comfortably. Actually, I had to manage my effort, but it's been done. For now guys, I'll see you at the weekend when the Tour de France comes past.